Om Tava Kathamritam Tapta Jivanam Kabibhiriritam Kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Srimadatatam Bhuvi Grinanti Ye Purida Janaha Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Lord, your gospel is like nectar and bliss, showered upon the pain-stricken lives of suffering humanity. It dispels all the sins and misdeeds of life. It brings spiritual welfare in life. The spiritual beauty, prosperity and grace spreads through and through one who listens to your holy words. They are the real givers who preach and pronounce the nectar of your message to the suffering humanity. Om peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So we are reading the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. This is the chapter 49. Sri Ramakrishna come to Kashipur. And it is the entry on December 23 of 1885. So, on the morning of December 23, Sri Ramakrishna gave unrestrained expression to his love for the devotees. He said to Niranjan, "You are my father, I shall sit on your lap." Touching Kalipado's chest, he said, "May your inner spirit be awakened." He stroked Kalipado's chin affectionately and said, "Whoever has sincerely called on God or performed his daily duties, religious duties, devotion, will certainly come here." In the morning, two ladies received his special blessings. In a state of Samadhi, he touched their hearts with his feet. They shed tears of joy. One of them said to him, weeping, "You are so kind." His love this day really broke all bounds. He wanted to bless Gopal of Siti and said to the devotees, "Bring Gopal here." So we see that Sri Ramakrishna said that when he will be showing his grace and compassion to one and all without much discrimination, then probably he will not live in the body any further. That was his prediction, and that is coming to an end because it is already 1885 and Swami Ramakrishna has come in the Kashipur garden house. And in this morning, this story, what we are reading, is really fantastic. Sri Ramakrishna is full of love. He is full of love all the time, but that love is expressed to the whoever is around. And what is beautiful statement, we should be proud of it, that we have some good karma that we are here today. What he says, Sri Ramakrishna said, he is affectionately telling the Niranjan, the future Niranjan Maharaj, is saying like a father talks to the son, you are my son, you are my father. So affectionately he is saying, you are my father, I shall sit on your lap. And then Kalipada, another devotee, and touching his chest, he says, chest, may your inner spirit be awakened. And he, touching his chin, affectionately said, this is very important, which is relating to us. He says, whoever has sincerely called on God or performed his daily religious devotions will certainly come here. This is a very great statement. We are all here. You must have some good karma. Very good karma. Otherwise, to come to Sri Ramakrishna, who is the embodiment of harmony of all religious ideas, to come to Sri Ramakrishna, who is the fulfillment of spiritual ideals, it needs much spiritual practice in previous life. Sri Ramakrishna himself is saying, remember this and feel proud that you belong to a special class. Not to be egotistic, but to be proud, yes, I am blessed at least by God's grace, I am here. Many are called, few are chosen. Blessed are few who can respond to that call. What he said again I am reading, because it struck me very deeply now. Whoever has sincerely called on God, anyone calling upon God sincerely, or has performed his daily religious devotion with devotion, religious practices, praying and doing japa or whatever religious practice sincerely one has done, says that will certainly come here. Ultimately you will have to come to here means not to person Ramakrishna, but the ideology, the principle on which Ramakrishna stands. So this is very important, and we should be very responsible for that. We are blessed that we are here, and that because maybe some good karma, maybe your blessings of some holy people brought us to Ramakrishna. To come to Ramakrishna is not a matter of joke, and to understand Ramakrishna try to understand and try to live the life in the light of Ramakrishna. It's a rare opportunity. So she said, you are coming here means you feel that you must have some good karma of your past life. Otherwise there are so many gurus that go on, the whole world is full of gurus. Give $1,000, get Samadhi, chant this and do this and do that. The whole world is full of that. But there is no pretense. Sincere love for God. That is so we should understand that Sri Ramakrishna blessing at his fag end, he is declaring that. He could not say I, but now he is saying who have come here. That means in this Ramakrishna ideal, Ramakrishna philosophy, Ramakrishna spirit, they must have their very, very great good karma of other life. So, in the morning also, two ladies came and Ramakrishna blessed. So, in one day we find that Niranjan is being blessed by Sri Ramakrishna, Kalipada is being blessed by Sri Ramakrishna. Two ladies in the morning came and Ramakrishna unconditionally touched them, and they had the vision and experiences, no? And they're weeping and crying and he's asking for another Gopal of Siti, and said to a devotee, go and bring Gopal here. That means he's calling from home to come to him and get blessed by his grace. It's a very, very, very special offering, and that is the indication that he is no more going to live in the body. It was evening. Sri Ramakrishna was absorbed in contemplation of the Mother of the universe. After a while, he began to talk very softly with some of the devotees. Who are the devotees? Kali, Chunilal, M, Navagopal, Shashi, Niranjan, and a few others were present, about 6 plus some people. Master, to M, buy a stool for me. What will it cost? M says, between 2 and 3 rupees. Master, if a small wooden seat costs only 12 annas, why should you have to pay so much for a stool? M, perhaps it won't cost so much. Master, tomorrow is Thursday. The latter part of the afternoon is inauspicious. Can't you come before 3 o'clock? M, yes, sir, I shall. Master, well, can you tell how long it will take me to recover from this illness? M, it has been aggravated a little and will take some days. Master, how long? M, perhaps 5 to 6 months. Hearing this, Sri Ramakrishna became impatient like a child and said, so long? What do you mean? M, what will you say? He said, I mean, sir, for complete recovery. He is making up what to say. Just consoling a child like, Master, oh, that, I am relieved. Can you explain one thing? How is it that in spite of all these visions, all this ecstasy and samadhi, I am so ill? It is a question of the whole humanity, no? Many people put this question, if Ramakrishna is God, how is he God? He cannot cure himself? A simple cancer? Is he something special? That's why he is saying the same question. Can you explain one thing? How is it that in spite of all these visions, Ramakrishna giving every moment or so much divine ecstatic visions, and all this ecstasy and samadhi, I am so ill. Why? Can you explain this? Aim, I don't know, Master, what will say. Aim will say, your suffering is no doubt great, but it has a deep meaning. Master, what is it? Aim says, a change is coming over your mind. It is being directed towards formless aspect of God. Even your ego of knowledge is vanishing away. So M, being very close person to Sri Ramakrishna, is saying that a change is coming in you because you are worshipping personal God. Now Mother, the impersonal aspect of that is more dominant. That's why he says, a change is coming over your mind, meaning Ramakrishna's mind. It is a speculation of M, the writer. It is being directed towards formless aspect of God. Your mind is now changing from form to formless. That means you are getting more. Form means duality. Duality means you can function. If the mind goes into the absolute non-dual, then functionality will go away. You become one with the I am that. So who will talk, who will function, who will bless, who will be blessed, who will bless? There is no one to bless, no one to be blessed. So even your ego of knowledge is vanishing. That is, M said. And Master said, Ramakrishna said, that's true. My teaching of others is coming to an end. He was here, God has come down for what purpose? For teaching the whole world by his personal life. People will look at him, see his ecstatic surcharge of his emotions, and he is going to Samadhi. People will be blessed by his presence, inspired by his life. But now, fag end is coming, so the curtain is getting to drop. So the form, you are tending into the formless aspect. And where there is formless, there is no two then. So this function which you are doing to serve the humanity through keeping the mind in the body little bit, that is also wiping out. That's why Ramakrishna says, that's true. My teaching of others is coming to an end. I cannot give any more instructions. I see that everything is Rama himself. And sometimes I say to myself, whom shall I teach? You see, because I am living in a rented house, many kinds of devotees are coming here. I hope I shall not have to put up a signboard like Shasodhar or Krishna Prasanna Sen announcing my lectures. That means footnote, Shasodhar and Krishna Prasanna were two well-known Hindu preachers, contemporary of Sri Ramakrishna, as we do. This Swami is coming to lecture and give this. Ramakrishna need not do that any time. Says, I will have to probably now, I am now staying in a place which is not that rented place, small place. So probably I will have to now put a sign that here is Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, come, come, come. He's making a joke of it. And M then started answering the question of Sri Ramakrishna. He says, there is yet another purpose in this illness. It is the final sifting of disciples. And just sifting there, who is the real devotee? Who came to Ramakrishna for some miraculous thing? And who actually loved Ramakrishna? Loving Ramakrishna is a totally different thing. Loving Ramakrishna as Satchidananda Brahman in the human incarnation, and to love him, that needs much pure heart. But who come by hearing some lectures that, oh, there is a Paramahamsa, you can go and see who lives in Dakshineshwar, no? And many overly inquisitive people run to see some Paramahamsa. Ramakrishna used to say it is like Paramahamsa means like an animal in the zoo. Something to see something. What do you see? If you see a Paramahamsa, what will you see? He's got two horns or anything? No, he is a simple guy without bare body, sometimes no cloth in the body, and a simple person living in that room. And people go to see something with high expectation. They think that he is not. This is false propaganda. So they will leave. So here he says, there is another purpose of his illness, because it is the final shifting of the disciples. The devotees have achieved in these few days what they could not have realized in 5 years tapasya. Because it is like story is there. Suppose people go in a market, what do you call? Farmers market. And farmers market, they bring so much cheap, good vegetables and choicest vegetables and this and that. When the marketplace starts, who sells it, he is steady on his price. No, this is this, this is this. But at the fag end of the day, when so much is left over, so what you will do? Take, whoever comes, no? Extra, I give you extra, no? So this is the Ramakrishna's so much treasure of spirituality. Illness is the time now giving, unconditionally giving away the spiritual, genuine spiritual experiences to anyone and everyone coming, without considering whether he is ready or not ready. Previously it was considered. He could not touch everyone. His condition was such he could not touch anyone and everyone, unless they are very pure soul, no? Now is the fag end of the business, no? The day is setting, so all spiritual treasure, what he will do? So it is now, it is the explanation, it is one of the idea of, in the M's mind. M, the master Mosai, Mahendranath Gupta, he is thinking, your illness has this great purpose, that it is the end of this journey, so it is getting, and devotees, which they needed to do tremendous austerity and spiritual practice to get a glimpse of that vision. This is just by touch, by look, they are getting. So, how fortunate are they? That's why it's called it is the area of zone, Vishwanath, Kashi Vishwanath. Vishwanath, Kashi Vishwanath is called the free zone. Because anyone goes there, he will be liberated. So Ramakrishna in this point is in that periphery. Whoever goes, they get all the spiritual treasures without much work on their own part. See, you sit in the morning 1 hour meditation, 2 hours meditation, you are doing 100 japa, 1000 japa, 500 japa, 5000 japa, doing purascharana and all this, still I don't find anything. No? But Sri Ramakrishna, in this state of mind, is touching, giving this way. That's why there is a song. Prem dhan bilai gora rai. Prem dhan bilai gora rai. Sri Chaitanya's song it. So it is Ramakrishna is same. His prem, that is the treasure, the love, supreme love, ecstatic love, pure love. That's the treasure. And he's distributing that. Prem dhan bilai. So Sri Ramakrishna's condition is this. Therefore, these few days, they have achieved what they could not have realized by 5 years of their own tapasya, austerity. This love and devotion are growing by leaps and bounds. And coming months, getting a touch, their spirituality is growing in leaps and bounds. That means spiritual progress, so much to go. It has been a speedy journey. By coming close to you, this is the time. Those who are fortunate, who went into that parameter, they are sucked into that love of God. Ramakrishna accepting that. Ramakrishna says, that may be true. But Niranjan went back home. Niranjan, please tell me how you feel. Niranjan says, formerly I loved you, no doubt. But now it is impossible for me to live without you. See? This to be understood. Formerly I used to love you. I love so many things, I love you also. But now my mental condition has come to this, that I love you, but it is impossible for me to live without you. Means it is a sign of para-bhakti, supreme love. Ordinary love is a split into hundreds. One portion God gets. I love my beautiful, ice cream. I love my this shirt or clothing or this or that, and also you love Ramakrishna. So he gets only one share of a 100th or 1000th part, no? But no, now you have become a magnet, so I cannot think of without you. I am sucked into that experience. So, formerly loved you, but no doubt, but now it is impossible. So that is the transformation. Look at that. Ordinary bhakti to a ecstatic bhakti. This is the transformation in Niranjan. Ramakrishna said, you are distributing, because it is the last end, what Mahendra said is correct. Because they are getting freely those spiritual benefit. What Ramakrishna is conferring now without considering their qualification or anything, no? But now, Niranjan, then Ramakrishna is like a child. He said, if you say so, but Niranjan came and he went back. He is not attracted to me anymore. But here is response. He says, Niranjan says that but now it is impossible for me to live without you. That means he loved God so much that he cannot think of being away from Ramakrishna. So now he is confirmed. So Master said, Niranjan said so, and M said, one day I found out how great these young men were. Master, where? Sir, one day I stood in the corner of the house at Sampukur and watched the devotees. I clearly saw that every one of them had made his way here through almost insurmountable obstacles and given himself over to your service. He's saying that they are falling in love with you so much, that they overcome so much insurmountable obstacles. Why? In those days, the young boys, son and daughter, were all under control of parents. Whatever parents say, you will have to do. You have no power. So, parents were not happy that you are going to Ramakrishna, a crazy guy, and you are not going to your school, you are missing your classes, you don't go to your school. And what is going on this? So naturally, none of the parents were very happy with that. And that was very difficult for these boys to make a time to come to Sri Ramakrishna and to see him and serve him. But now they have fallen in love with Ramakrishna in such a way that they don't care whether their parents will love him or put him in exile, like Ramachandra. What it matters. So they have become fallen in love with Ramakrishna. That is the transformation. They don't fear what will happen to me. And the gopis' story are like that. Gopis were falling in love with Krishna, and when the flute played, they forgot all their responsibilities, all boundaries. They didn't think what people will think about me, what is my duty I am giving up. All duties, they overcome those areas of duty, so-called duty. So, M said that I stood in a corner of the house of Sampukur and watched the devotees. I saw that every one of them had made his way here through almost insurmountable obstacles and given himself over to you. Now, these boys are in rotation, coming to Ramakrishna to serve him 24 hours. That was more prominent when he came to Kashipur. So Ramakrishna needed. Now in hospice care, what do you do? They give 24-hour service, no? Because as such a ill person, someone should be. And Sri Ramakrishna's last phase was so painful. So they need some attendant. So these boys, who will come? Because the elderly people, devotees, they have their home, they have their job, they cannot do that. So the young boys, giving up their school and college, they all started flowing around Ramakrishna. One day I found out how great these young men were. As Sri Ramakrishna listened to these words, he became abstracted. He was silent a few moments. Presently he went into Samadhi. Regaining consciousness of the outer world, he said to him, I saw everything passing from form to formlessness. I saw everything passing from form to formlessness. I want to tell you all things I saw, but I cannot. Well, this tendency of mine towards the formless is only a sign of my nearing dissolution. Is not so? So Sri Ramakrishna himself is describing this attraction for formless aspect of the divine, or what A.M. said, that your mind is shifting from saguna to nirguna, sakara to nirakara. That here he says that even Master said that I saw everything passing from form, as if in his mystic vision he's saying, everything which has form is merging into the formless aspect. And then said, I want to tell you one thing that I saw, and I saw what? I cannot tell you. Well, this tendency of mind towards the formless is only a sign. What is the sign? Of my nearing dissolution. That means I will be totally dissolved into that, what my real nature.
But Maharaj, he stayed as a subtle body, no? He's here now.
For the good of the world, he stays.
So it's not.
That is, but the physical body he's talking about.
But he won't dissolve. His body.
No, avatars keep their bodies for the good of humanity. Ramachandra, how many thousands of years past he has come, no? But still now people had the vision of Rama. There are, say, Rama, Krishna. Krishna came how many thousands of years past, no? But still Krishna's darshan, so many people get in different forms. So they are, by the divine will or they by their own will, they keep their subtle body. And that's why it is said that there is a place, Ramakrishna said, that where the ice does not melt. So it remains solidified. That means who have the finer mind and purer mind, that person can realize the presence and experience. Even today, Christ came. How many people are recent devotees of Christ? They are still seeing Christ, no? So these incarnations, they remain in the subtle body for the good of the humanity. I want to tell you, well, this tendency of mine towards the formlessness is only a sign of my nearing dissolution. Is not that so? M, wonderingly saying, it may be, Master. Even now, I am seeing the formless, indivisible Satchidananda just like that. Ramakrishna says with eyes open, no? He's talking to M and saying, even now, I am seeing the formless, indivisible Satchidananda. So eyes open means you see the diversity. But in that mood he is so intense in that non-dual idea that he is seeing that as if these forms are all gone, melted into one consciousness. But I have suppressed my feelings with great difficulty. What you said about the shifting of disciple was right. This illness is showing who belongs to the inner circle and who to the outer. Those who are living here, renouncing the world, belong to the inner circle. And those who pay occasional visits and ask, how are you, sir? They belong to the outer circle. So two types of devotees. One's the inner circle people who love God and they renounce everything for God. Ramakrishna says they are the inner circle. That means Naren, Rakhal, Baburam, Niranjan. These are the boys. They have given up all their other responsibilities. They don't care what their parents will say, what will be their future. We are all thinking, shall I be a monk? No, let me think what will happen. No, I'll finish my education. Okay, this. And where is that? When Ramakrishna is there, all these boys never thought second time, what is happening to my school? Whether the examination is coming, shall I sit for the examination? Shall I get a book here to read? All those thoughts have gone, only thinking of to serve Sri Ramakrishna. So that's why the intense pure love has generated in them. So they are the inner circle people. And that's why afterwards we find this inner circle people, they really renounced everything and they become the foundation of this Ramakrishna movement, the pillar of this Ramakrishna movement. And actually Ramakrishna is Ramakrishna, but how do we know what is Ramakrishna? We see what we see through the Vivekananda, Brahmananda and the Shivananda, Sarvadevananda in their life, how Ramakrishna is manifesting. Ramakrishna is the sum total of all the spiritual leaders, all direct disciples, and are their spiritual attitudes added together and more. So he says that this disease has two meanings. One meaning is that this is at the end, I am distributing my treasure to everyone, One, that is the sign that last time has come for the body to live. Second, this is helping me to bring who love me genuinely and can have the courage to give up everything for me, versus those who come from outside say, "Hello sir, how are you? Are you feeling okay?" And sit, and they love, otherwise why they will come? There are people who don't care. So, but this is the inner circle devotee and outer circle devotee. Did you not, Ramakrishna continues, did you not notice Bhavanath? The other day he came to Shampukur, dressed as a bridegroom, and asked me, "How are you?" I have not seen him since. I show him love for Narendra's sake, but he is not in my thought anymore. That means he is saying, he is just coming. He is a young boy also, friend of Naren, Bhavanath, but he is not developed to that attraction, the inner attraction from Sri Ramakrishna. Sometimes Ramakrishna said, no, Bhakta becomes a needle and God becomes a magnet. And sometimes Bhakta becomes a magnet, God becomes a needle. God runs after the Bhakta and Bhakta runs after God. But when pure love comes, the attraction is intense. It is very difficult to separate out. But we don't feel the attraction because there is dust and dirt has gathered around that pin to be attracted by the mag. Always magnet attracts the piece of iron, no? But if there is so much dust and dirt, it cannot be felt easily. So these are among the devotees also, there are two categories. When God assumes human body for the sake of his devotees, many of his devotees accompany him to this earth. When God comes, he brings his own people because he comes for a mission. He brings his own soldiers. Like many devotees' companies are, some of them belong to the inner circle, some belong to the outer circle. Some become the suppliers of his physical needs. In Ramakrishna's case, 3 types. One is inner circle. They have no money, they have no position, they are penniless young people. They love Ramakrishna, heart and soul, and totally forgetting the whole world. They love Ramakrishna and they don't understand anything but Ramakrishna. Then the outer circle. And who will maintain? So you need some supplier, financial supplier. Mathur Babu was one supplier, then Suren Babu was another supplier. So these are when they come, God comes, the band of people he brings, it is for his mission to make it success. I experienced one of my first ecstasies, Ramakrishna continues. I experienced one of my first ecstasies when I was 10 or 11 years old. I was going to the meadow, to the shrine of Vishalakshi. What a vision! I became completely unconscious of the outer world. Oh, you know that story? Vision. That crane flowing in the backdrop of the dark cloud, and see a flock of cranes going through, and Ramakrishna saw that and fell down, totally unconscious. That is the first vision he is talking about. I experienced one of my first ecstasies. There's many, but it's one of the predominant, that I was 10 or 11 years old, as I was going through a meadow to the shrine of Mother Vishalakshmi. What a vision! I become completely unconscious of the outer world. Oh, this will be another story, right? He was going to not that experience, but he was going to see Mother Vishalakshi. Vishalakshi is Ma Durga, another name of Ma Durga. And that temple is still now very popular. People go to visit that temple. And Ramakrishna was going with some female devotees. He was a small boy. And in the middle, he got so much intoxicated in thinking of mothers, and he fell unconscious. And all the ladies were totally do not know what to do. Someone is fanning, someone is bringing water and this and that. But after taking mother's name, he came back to consciousness. I was 20 or 22 or 23 when the Divine Mother one day asked me in the Kali temple, "Do you want to be Akshara?" I did not know what the word meant. I asked Holodhari about it. He said, Kshara means Jiva, living being. Akshara means Paramatman, the Supreme Soul. So, that is another experience. And he said that day, Holy Divine Mother Ma Kali asked me, "Do you like to be Akshara?" So I do not know what is Akshara, so I could not say anything. So he came out and then asked Holodhari and said that what is the meaning? Holodhari explained, Akshara means Paramatman, the Supreme Soul. At the hour of the evening worship in the Kali temple, I would climb to the roof of Kuti and cry out, "O devotees, where are you all? Come to me soon. I shall die of the company of worldly people." Quote ends. I told all this to the Englishmen. They said it was all an illusion of my mind. When he talks about these experiences, naturally we also say, Swami Vivekananda was the primary person to always discard these experiences. It is your hallucination of the brain. Normally, sometimes we imagine something, no? Most of the visions, and what is the difference between a vision and hallucination? What?
Your character change afterwards.
You have vision. If it is vision, you may have you saw something. But it is imagination or it is really you have vision. That is the point. If it is imagination, it will impact nothing in your life. But it is experience, it will transform your life. It will, you will be a changed personality. That is the sign of vision. They said it was all an illusion of my mind. Perhaps it was. I said to myself and become calm. But now it is all coming true. The devotees are coming. That time, no one used to come to Dakshineshwar. And Ramakrishna has so much treasure to give. And you want somebody to share with, no? That's why he used to go at the end of the day, when the ringing of the conch shell and other things in the temple starts in Mahakali's temple, he used to feel restless. And he used to go the top of the kuti, that house. And then he used to cry out, Jai, come, where are you all? Come to me soon. I shall die of the company of the worldly people. That is, I am tired of talking to the people of the world who does not understand spirituality, but only the worldly things, no? Come, come, pure soul. He's calling the pure souls to come. And then he said, when he expressed these experiences, then these people of Calcutta, they come and say, oh, it is your hallucination. But Ramakrishna says, now I see. All Naren, Rakhal and all these have come. The inner circle boys have come. So it is true then. It is not my imagination. I told all this to the Englishmen. They said it was all an illusion of my mind. Perhaps it is. I said to myself and became calm. But now it is all coming true. The devotees are also coming. The Divine Mother also showed me in a vision 5 suppliers of my needs. We were talking about the supplier. We heard that they bring the inner circle people, outer circle people, and supplier, 3 categories, Ramakrishna said. The supplier, Mathur Babu, was the first one. Second, Shambhu Mallik, whom I had not then met. I had a vision of a fair-skinned man with a cap on his head. Many days later, when I first met Shambhu, I recalled the vision. I realized that it was he whom I had seen in the ecstatic state. I have not yet found out the 3 other suppliers of my wants, but they were all of a fair complexion. Surendra looks like one of them. So he's saying at least 3 people then. One is Mathur Babu, second was Shambhu Mallik, and he saw him in a mystic vision, a man, white complexion, with a turban on the head, that type of person. He didn't understand. Now he sees that he is a supplier. He supplied all the needs of Sri Ramakrishna. And the third he says Suren Mitra. And he is also white complexion, fair complexion. When I attended this state of God consciousness, a person exactly resembling myself thoroughly shook my Ida, Pingala and Sushumna nerves. He licked with his tongue each of the lotuses of the 6 centers, and those drooping lotuses at once turned their faces upward, and at last the Sahasrara lotus became full-blown. There is, in our puja, worship, Bhuta Shuddhi, we do the purification of the, and what you call the chakras. Purification of chakras, the elements. Our body is made of 24 elements. So that is a beautiful end. Ramakrishna is vision. Ramakrishna is not, we chant the mantra, Bhamo Parsasthitam Papa Purusham. But before that we say, there is a Papa Purusham. But what happens? There is a light in your heart. This meditation, very beautiful meditation. Light in your heart. Then feel that that is Jivatman, and then bring that into the lower chakra. And with that flame, there is a serpent, Kundalini power, and that gets awakened, and say, Soham, Hum. So that this snake then tries to get up, awaken, and lotuses are drooped like this. With the touch of this, it comes up and full blooms. 4, 6, 10, 12, 16, 2,000. And it goes up. It's a spiritual awakening. So beautiful. So Sri Ramakrishna is saying, I saw those experiences as if I am seeing both the nerve centers are working, Ida Pingala, and Sushumna is the central channel. You know where is Sushumna channel? Fishbone, you all remember fishbone? There are 2 big channels, one on the left, another on the right, and there is a very subtle channel in between. So one of them is, I forgot, left is Ida, right is Pingala. One is the afferent nerves, one is the efferent nerves. Intake of all the information comes to that, goes to the brain, and brain sends the message, it goes to the Pingala. And then, but the central channel is Sushumna. For us it is blocked. That's why people say, my Kundalini has awakened. Kundalini has awakened, you think that way, but it is not so easy. And Kundalini awakening is bad. If it is not done by sadhana, then it will make you mad. It's a tremendous energy and power. Anyhow, so Ramakrishna saw what happens. Then when it awakens, the lotus which was closed and drooped like that, it turns his head like this, and the stem, through that current, it opens up, and full bloom lotus, and it rises to the next, to the next, to the next. It is the awakening happens. And Ramakrishna said, I saw all this. A person exactly resembling myself thoroughly shook my Ida Pingala and Sushumna nerves. He licked with his tongue each of the lotuses of the 6 centers, and those drooping lotuses at once turned their faces upward, And at last, the Sahasrara lotus became full-blown. The Divine Mother used to reveal to me the nature of the devotees before their coming. I saw with these two eyes, not in a trance, the Kirtan party of Chaitanya going from banyan tree to the bakul tree in the Panchavati. I saw Balaram in the procession, and also, I think, yourself, meaning M. Chuni's spiritual consciousness and yours, too, have been awakened by frequent visits to me. In a vision, I saw that Shoshi and Sarat had been among the followers of Christ. So Ramakrishna, every now and then, he sees some vision, mystic vision, and that mystic vision shows him in all this truth which comes to be proven to be true afterwards. When it is happening, he does not understand, but maybe it's imagination. But with every vision or what he saw coming to true afterwards. That's why he saw Sarat and Susi in the group, in the vision of Christ. He said that when I saw in Sri Chaitanya, I saw Sri Chaitanya is going with a group of, he used to always go, Bhagavan Sri Chaitanya, always with his singing and dancing in the name of God, no? And accompanied by so many devotees. So a procession was going on, and in that procession, he said, I saw Chuni, and you two were there in the awakened, in the frequent visits to me. So Balaram was in the procession also, and I think yourself. That means M and Balaram was found in the group of Sri Chaitanya incarnation. He saw that in the party there is Sri Chaitanya. And also he said in the Christ party they saw Sarat and Susi. Under the banyan tree in the Panchavati, I had a vision of a child. Sri Rai said to me, then a son will soon be born to you. I said to him, but I regard all women as mother. How can I have a son? That child is Rakhal. I said to the Divine Mother, O Mother, since you have placed me in this condition, provide me with a rich man. That is why Mathur served me for 14 years, from 1858 to 1871. And in how many different ways, at my request, he arranged a special storeroom for the sadhus. He provided me with carriage and palanquin, and whatever I asked him to give to anyone, he gave. The Brahmana identified him with Pratap Rudra. Pratap Rudra is king of Odisha and devoted followers of Chaitanya, whom he served with utmost love and faithfulness. So as king was his disciple, Sri Chaitanya wish was fulfilled by distribution, food and this and that to the devotees. So here also Ramakrishna was served by Mathur Babu, and whatever he wanted to do, Mathur Babu was so liberal to spend all the money to give away for satisfying the wish of Ramakrishna. Vijay had a vision of this form. Vijay Krishna Goswami, he was in Dhaka, and Ramakrishna was in Calcutta, Dakshineshwar. In staying there, he had a vision, living presence of Ramakrishna. So Vijay had a vision of this form, meaning himself. How do you account for it? Vijay said to me, I touched it exactly as I am touching it now. So how can you say it is dream, it is hallucination? If I see that Sri Ramakrishna, living Ramakrishna, touching him as a person standing behind you, so how can you say it is hallucination? Latu counted 31 devotees in all. That is not many, but a few more are becoming devotees through Vijay and Kedar. It was revealed to me in a vision that during my last days I should have to live on pudding. That's why last time is rice pudding. And Ramakrishna lived on payasam, During my present illness, my wife was one day feeding me with pudding. I burst into tears and said, "Is this my living on pudding near the end, and so painfully?" So all this is what he's saying, that these are all not hallucination, these are all experiences of him, and in a pure mind these experiences come, and one can if what is true, afterwards those visions become a reality. As you are seeing, crying in the roof of the music tower, and then those devotees gradually came. Those suppliers came. That means he saw them in the group of Christ, in the group of Sri Chaitanya. And when they came, their nature is very similar. In the group of Sri Chaitanya, him is a devotional person. Balaram is a great Vishnu devotee, Narayana's devotee, Krishna devotee. So this is today we read very many examples of his personal experiences of Ramakrishna in his own words. Okay, we end here. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. So, tomorrow is whose class? Narada Bhakti Sutra tomorrow. Swami Sumanashanandaji will be giving Narada Bhakti Sutras, 7:30 tomorrow. Please join. Why Advaitins differentiates between Brahmavid, Bara, Buriyan and Varishta when all of them are liberated and attain the oneness with Brahman? It is true. There should not be any gradation in Brahma. Once you reach Brahma Jnana, there should not be. But when you are in that state, they are all equal. But when you come down, you can experience, I went down the ocean 10 feet. I felt little different, I went 100 feet down the ocean. Some say I can go 1 mile down in a scuba diving. I have different experience. But when they come out, but when they are in the ocean, they are all one, merged in that. But when they are coming back to tell us their experience, there comes the gradation. Who has gone 10 feet, who have gone 100 feet, who have gone 1 mile, who have gone 10 miles, and those experiences will be different. Though there is no mind, but experience is so intense, its impact. It impacts the mind when it comes out. So, your question is very true, and this is in consideration with the depth. Suppose Vivekananda was a spiritual teacher. Now, in this modern age, there are big spiritual teachers. There may be 100,000 devotees, but we'll see Vivekananda's impact, how long it will go, and others' impact, how much it will go. No? See, there are, in the same spiritual field, the impact of a person depends on how deep and profound is the experience. As I say, Ramakrishna, why Ramakrishna Avatar? Because it's continued. Not today, tomorrow, it will go on thousands of years for the good of humanity. So that's why you cannot put them either Brahmavid Bara or Varishta, Bariyan. No. He is Avatar, a class by themselves. Among Brahmavid also, suppose everyone has a PhD. Suppose a university, a boy just got PhD. And the professor is also PhD. No? Who is teaching that students, he is also a PhD. But those two PhDs are equal. Subject may be the same. No, there is a depth. We say that your intensity grows, your understanding grows more. Suppose one is reading, say, Raja Yoga, say Yoga Sutras, and one is reading for 20 years Raja Yoga, this Yoga Sutra. Will he have deeper understanding? Yes, it will be deeper understanding than that one who is reading just now. So it is like that in the Brahma Jnana level. At that level there is no difference. They are all under the ocean and they are merged into that. But as their depth of understanding is different. When that is understood only when they come out. As a student, how am I to have no desire and constantly repeat the name of glories? As a student, I desire not to fail. While studying how to keep repeating the name and glories. Is this wrong desire? No. As a student, you should have to study. That is your... and at the beginning, you think of the glories of God. You start your study in the morning and salute and pray and do some meditation for some minute, and then you say, I am going to study. And then study well. And after you finish your study, then come back. I offer all my knowledge at your feet and bless me. And then this way you progress. You have to finish your studies. And then you can entirely dedicate for God. Otherwise, it will be nowhere. And neither study, neither establishing in life. We should have to be well established in the first external thing, secular. And then secular, you have to transcend the secular into the spiritual. First it is secular and spiritual distinction will be there. You are a student, there is a reading of a physics book or chemistry book or math book will be there, no? It is not spiritual. But spiritual what? When I am sitting before the shrine, I am offering incense and flowers and praying, that is my spiritual. No, this is spiritual, this is secular at the beginning. Let us go on with that. And then it will be, our study itself will be spiritual. So that will come later on. So as a student, you should have to complete and you should have to desire for good result. And repeat the name in between. You have enough time. When you go to school, what you do? You have enough time to, that time you can repeat the name of God. When you are coming back, that both ways you can spend some time. You are going to swim or you are going to something. Your mind, you can repeat the name of God. So, now for a student, you should have to practice that way, and when time will come, automatically the mind will go for thinking of God more when your studies will be over. So you need not have to think about... but another responsibility will come, of course. Student responsibility is study, and then you grow in life, then other responsibilities will come. But we have to make practice, balancing with the karma. So it is not wrong to study, and the desire should be, I should make a mark. I shall be best. What the question of failing in the examination? No, that should not be the... So repeat the glories of God in the beginning of the day, and at the end of the day again do that. And if you get a chance alone, you can, when we are not studying, you can think of that, but make a balance of these two. That should be the advice of the Ramakrishna sadhus. Anyone wants to come join, our sadhus will say, finish your school. Don't come. Otherwise you will feel that you are incomplete. No, you have finished your education, but still those who are very much really feeling that urge to join, they will say, no, sir, I will not go, I will join. No, that's the special people who feel deep attraction. And though the Swamis will say, no, you have to read, you have to study. But they will prove by their own life that no more study. But most of us we should complete. Otherwise life will be incomplete in every phase. I have not completed my school, I have not completed my this, then. Rather I did it, I am satisfied, and I know it is a higher goal, then I shall join in this path. So, then we are finished. Huh? No more question? Very good.
Maharaj, in Complete Works, Volume 8, Swami Vivekananda in the 1900s is giving some lectures in San Francisco. And it's a very different bar. He's saying there, forget God, don't lay flowers on the altar, don't go inside the church. You are all personal gods.
Oh, yeah.
It's like different. Like
that's it, from a different platform.
Yeah.
Ramakrishna, that's the problem. People feel conflicting ideas from Swami Vivekananda. It is not conflicting. He saw, probably talking to the people who were there in that mood, this type of message is good for them. And Swamiji speaks not like general people speaking lecture. Whoever is there, you give one lecture. A boy of 5 is there, or a PhD boy is there. You give your one lecture. That's the normal people do. Avataro, like Vivekananda, like people, they come to arouse the awakening of the people. So they speak what is good for that particular situation, those people who are sitting over there. Always, Swamijis, you can find contradiction. No contradiction. It is for these people, and in a higher level, where is God?
Yeah.
Dethrone God, he says in many places. You have to dethrone the God. God means someone is controlling, someone is creating. Who is creator? God. You are that. There is no creator, no creation. This is all hallucination. That's true, Vedanta tells that.
Yeah.
So sometimes Swamiji emphasizes on that aspect. Sometimes he says, no, people are suffering and you are thinking, I am Atman Brahman. What does it do good to the world? Serve them. Because those people have not raised themselves to that level.
Right.
They should do niskama karma, purify themselves, and then they get the next step.
Right.
Another question has come. At our initial stage of sadhana, can we keep good desires such as doing extra japa when possible with the desire to please our Guru or Ishta? Yes, you always should do that. Sadhana, we should keep good desires are always to be. First, we have to have desire, noble desires, holy desires, rather than unholy and imperfect desires. And then you go beyond desire. Loving God is beyond desire. I'll do more japa, it's no desire. Ramakrishna said, sugar candy, what is that?
Rock candy.
Rock candy. It's not, sugar is bad. That's why we avoid sugar nowadays, no? But rock candy is good because it has health benefits. In Ayurveda, you read, rock candy has some health benefits. So they say, Ayurveda says, honey, every sweet is bad, but honey is good. So everything is bad. Butter is bad, but ghee is very good. And if the ghee is very old, then it is much better. So, though it is ghee, but it is good for health. So, desire for God, desire for practice, desire for japa is always good. And that desire pulls us to the higher life. And when it is finished, then we go back. Anyhow, done?